This happened to me in 2021, when I was 22, and staying alone in my parents' old ranch house in rural Texas, while they were away for a family reunion. I'd grown up there, so it felt safe. Wide open fields, no close neighbors, just me, my laptop, and the creaky wooden floors. I was working remotely, so days blurred into nights with coffee and deadlines. The first odd thing was a faint whispering from the walls around midnight on the second day. It sounded like muffled voices, too low to make out words, like someone murmuring secrets in the next room. I figured it was the wind or pipes, common in old houses, and blasted music to drown it out. By the fourth night, the whispers grew clearer. Names, actually. My name, repeated softly.
James. James.
I froze in bed, heart slamming, telling myself it was imagination from too much screen time. I checked the vents, the attic access. Nothing. To ease my mind, I set up my phone to record overnight. In the morning, playback revealed not just my name, but snippets. "Help me, it's coming," in a voice that sounded eerily like my own. Chills ran down my spine. I called a friend, who suggested carbon monoxide poisoning. So I aired out the house and tested the detectors. All clear. That evening, as storm clouds rolled in, the whispers turned frantic, overlapping like a crowd in panic. I barricaded in the living room, flashlight in hand, when scratches joined in, nails dragging along the plaster from inside the walls. Terrified, I grabbed a crowbar from the garage and pried open a section behind the bookshelf. Dust billowed out, revealing old insulation, and a small faded mirror tucked away, cracked, but intact. In its reflection, I saw myself, not as I was, but older, gaunt, with wild eyes, mouthing words silently. I smashed it in panic, and the noises stopped abruptly. But that night, as I tried to sleep, a new whisper started. From under my bed.
"You shouldn't have broken it."
I left at dawn, never returning alone. Sometimes, in quiet moments elsewhere, I swear I hear my future self calling, warning of something I can't yet see. What if it's still waiting? Back in 2019, I was 28, living solo in a high-rise apartment in downtown Chicago after a breakup. My job kept me out late, but that week, I had the place to myself. No roommates, just the hum of the city below. The first call came at exactly midnight on Monday. My phone rang from an unknown number. I answered, hearing only static and distant breathing. "Hello?" I said, but it clicked off. Spam, I thought, and blocked it. Tuesday, same time, another unknown. This time, a voice, raspy, male, said,
"I'm watching you."
My stomach dropped. I hung up, checked the locks, and peered out the window at the streetlights below. No one suspicious. By Wednesday, the calls escalated.
"I see you in the kitchen."
The voice whispered as I made tea. I spun around. Empty room. Heart racing, I unplugged the landline and turned off my cell. But at midnight, my smart speaker blared to life. Closer now. How? I hadn't connected it. I searched online for prank apps, convinced it was a hack, and changed all passwords. Thursday night, I stayed up with lights on. Bat nearby. The call came via video doorbell. My own face on the screen, but not live. Me from earlier that day, waving goodbye to no one. Freaked, I called the police. They said it sounded like deepfake tech, possibly a stalker with access to my cams. They patrolled but found nothing. Friday, midnight, the voice on my TV, overriding the stream, opened the door. A knock echoed from the hall. I didn't move, breath held, until it stopped. Peeking through the peephole, empty corridor. But as I backed away, my reflection in the mirror winked at me independently. I fled to a hotel that night. Cops later said no evidence of intrusion, maybe stress-induced hallucination. But my devices still glitch sometimes, showing glimpses of a figure that looks like me, lurking in the background. Is it a hacker? Or something mimicking me? But I don't answer unknown calls anymore. This one's from 2022, when I was 31 and house-sitting my cousin's cabin in the foggy woods of Washington State for a week. Remote. No cell service past the driveway. Perfect for unplugging. Or so I thought. I arrived at dusk, the mist already thick, swallowing the trees. Nights were quiet, just owls and the occasional rustle. But on the third night, around 3 a.m., I woke to a low scraping outside, like something dragging across the porch. I dismissed it as wildlife and dozed off. The next evening, the fog rolled in denser, pressing against the windows like a living thing. I heard it again, scraping, now accompanied by wet slaps, as if tentacles or limbs slapping wood. Flashlight in hand, I cracked the door, nothing but swirling gray. Closing it, I noticed smudges on the glass. Handprints? Too smeared to tell. Uneasy, I bolted everything and built a fire for comfort, but as flames flickered, shadows danced oddly, and I swore I saw shapes in the fog outside, figures circling the cabin. By the fifth night, the sounds were inside, slithering under the floorboards, like roots burrowing or creatures tunneling. I stomped, yelled. Silence. Then, a gurgle from the sink, fog seeping through the drains, cold and clammy, carrying a stench of decay. Panicking, I grabbed my keys to drive out, but the car wouldn't start. Battery drained, fog coating everything. Back inside, the power flickered out. In the dark, I felt it, tendrils of mist wrapping my ankles, pulling gently at first, then insistent. I barricaded in the bedroom, phone dead, waiting for dawn. The pulling stopped, but whispers rode the fog, inhuman gurgles mimicking cries for help. Morning came, fog lifted, no traces. Locals later mentioned old legends of the creeping mist, an entity born from logging accidents, luring the isolated. I left early, but on foggy nights now, even in the city, I feel that cold grasp testing my edges. What if next time it doesn't let go?